Let me see. No, you in the troquita nomás. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
We are back with Military Talk. We got special guest, William Natareno.
They finally caught me.
I've been trying to, but
You catch me on the wrong time.
hey,
bro.
man.
I'm always on the road or printing or whatever.
Yeah, I know, man. But go ahead, man. Introduce yourself, Bato.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Will. Met Juan in service, and he's been trying to interview me for a month now.
This has been over.
Over a month. Every time he calls me, I'm either on the road or something. Well, he knew how to get me. He's like, hey, come do some photo shoots, bro. We go do some designs, and he got me. He got me.
Oh man, let me see. We're gonna try to do something different today, man. We're also gonna try to do a TikTok live, man. So let me set this up real quick. I'm new to this right here, so bear with me, man. Wow, si estás feo, güey.
Hey, you got no makeup artist, bro. That's not
Damn.
fair.
Where we go live? Oh yeah, we can go live too right here. Hey, we took close from this one. Let me see. Hey, we do need a fan though. It's hot. I'm burning already. 3, 2, 1.
It's not easy pushing that truck around.
Woo, man. So, where's my water at? Oh, ya lo está todo, güey, vato.
So here we are.
Here. Man, hold on, man. Let me hook you up real quick. Cause I know we're gonna hit him. You ready?
Go.
Here, we're gonna be sweating, vato.
Lead free.
I already know, yeah.
Lead free.
You already know. What's going on YouTube? What's going on TikTok? We trying TikTok today for the first time. Going live. Y'all see us sweating. You see the background. It made me move this truck just to see what it would be in front of the truck, man. But today, man, we got Natareno in the house. I met Natareno. When did you join the company?
So I joined the troop. It was 2011 March. So it was July. Yeah, so I got to Fort Polk July
So it's
2011.
after we got back in Afghanistan.
No, yeah, we're still, I think, 2 more months.
Oh yeah, we got back in November.
Yeah, I had like 2 more months, 3 more months before y'all came back for the rotation.
Yeah, so man, tell them what was your MOS, man. What were you doing? Most of them they don't know. They might not know what you made.
Yeah, so MOS Cavalry, which is known as 19 Delta, reconnaissance. That's what we did. I joined 2011 March. It was 4 months until I got to Alpha Troop, and then that's it. That's pretty much it. Cavalry.
So what was?
In simplest terms, is cavalry.
So you were with a blue platoon, right?
So I got in there and I was with Blue Platoon. That was actually my first platoon that they were like, well, they actually had us choose, like, if you want to go to Bravo Troop, Alpha Troop. And I remember, like, everybody was like, nah, bro, don't go to Alpha Troop. Don't go to Alpha Troop, they're going to fuck you up. And this is 3 and 9, right?
Yeah.
3 and 9 Alpha Troop. Don't go with them. They're gonna mess you up. Blah blah blah. They're gonna teach you right though. And I was like, man. I was like, well, if they're that hard, they must be doing something right. So I remember I was like, Alpha Troop, let's go. I mean, I was already embrace the suck is what they say. So let's go. But it wasn't bad. It was good. Good people. Met good people. Met this fucker. So.
So man, I was 11 Charlie whenever I joined Alpha Troop. Scouts, we supposed to provide indirect support fire for the scouts. Was an infantryman. I was 120 motorman. So our job was to keep them safe, to clear out the way for them. So man, it was it was crazy because we are on a scout unit and we're the only infantry guys. So hey man, we have to protect themselves, man. Like these guys always talking mess. Don't get me wrong, like it was a good troop, good people. Hard. They were hard though. They were hard.
Yeah.
They were really hard on everybody, but that's what kept us good. That's what brought us back home.
Shit, I remember like. I remember we had to go do like training. It was like what 410, and we had to like compete with other troops and
oh yeah,
like the whole unit itself, and we were always like on top, you know.
Yeah. So one of the things was our leadership was always strong. They always trying to push us, and we used to be pissed, man. It used to piss us off because like go training. Oh, we're gonna train for 1 week. No, we're training for 2 weeks. Oh, we're gonna be there 0700. No, we're gonna be there 0500.
Yeah.
So it's like always wanted to be the first ones, but it was like, man, bro. And what y'all don't understand is like, if they tell me, hey, you gotta be here by 5 o'clock, that means that I'm gonna tell him you gotta be here by 4:30. So if he got people under him, because I didn't want to get my ass chewed out, but because he got there late, so I'll give a 30-minute window. So if he has someone underneath him, they have to be there at 4 o'clock. So mind you, we have to be there at 6. We showed up at 4 o'clock. So it makes no sense, man. But we were always good, always on time. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good things.
I think the leadership was really good at that because even though you gave us like a hard time or whatever, like it was almost a whole day before we actually took off on stuff. It was mainly to be there to set up.
Yeah, and then the thing is like, well, my guys, I would tell them, look, if you can knock this out quick and you do it good one time, that's all we gotta do. Yeah. Like we can go home. So we always trying to do everything the right way the first time. That way we don't have to go back again or do this again. So it was good times, man. I didn't get the chance to deploy with Will. They split us up. They went to Afghanistan and we went to Guantanamo. But do you remember what happened the night before you went to Afghanistan?
Yeah. So it was like a little mini farewell. It wasn't like nothing crazy, but I remember we started drinking, we started building cookout, and next thing you know, it's like fucking 3, 4 in the morning.
Nah, but I wasn't with y'all though.
No, you were with us. You needed to go run. You actually had to go in front of the Sergeant Major 410, the whole unit.
The whole division.
Yeah, the whole division.
It was a division run.
It was a division run. You were gonna take the guide on, and you were supposed to like set the pace.
Hey, tell this guy what the guide on is, man. And sometimes I tell you that I used to run, man, but man, back in the military, how was I?
It was pretty good, man. Like it's hard to believe now, right? but man, this dude was. I remember he was fat. I remember every time we did like PT workouts, this dude was like.
I was a beast.
He was a beast. Yeah. What do we call? We call them PT studs. Because we always had a standard. I think what was the standard like?
300.
300 was standard, but like our unit was always like
always above the standard.
Yeah. So like minimum, I think it was like 230, just bare minimum.
Yeah.
You had to be like 270, 300 or more.
Well, yeah, the minimum was 230 or minimum was 270.
Yeah.
Standard, it was 300, but we're always trying to be above 300.
Always be above, yeah. So and for the longest, I didn't understand why. Until you deploy,
yeah, because all the weight that you gotta carry, everything, like you put through your body through a lot of stress, man, while you deploy.
For sure.
But I supposed to go to a brigade. Brigade, you're talking about the whole base, and Alpha 389, meaning that Alpha, I'm in the front, and I'm supposed to be leading these guys. Guide on. We gotta carry our colors for the troop, and mind you, we are on the 19 Delta troop, and they took an infantry guy to run. Like that's how good I was. I was always the guy down for them, and I really didn't want to go, man. I really didn't want to go hang out with these guys because I know what hanging out mean. But I got what happened with that phone call when I got it? What was your excuse?
Which one?
Whenever you made me go over there with Martinez.
Oh yeah, I was like, bro, like I'm deploying tomorrow. I'm leaving. Like you really not gonna come through. Like, you know how it is. What if I don't come back? Like, hey, I played the guilt card.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
he was like, fuck. He understood, so he was like, yeah, I gotta go. And he did.
so he's like, man, like, I'm getting the chills, bro. You're about remembering that shit. So we supposed to be there at 4 or 5 in the morning, something like that. Will was with Martinez and Rios.
Yeah.
It was two of the sergeants. We were always good. Like we always respected our leadership, but we also, also were able to hang out with them after. Like yes, whenever you put the uniform on, they deserve a respect, different respect. Whenever we out of uniform, we used to hang out as people, but we never lost that respect. A lot of people don't know how to, separate those two, but we always were good about it. And he was over there with them drinking it up. The reason why is because, like I say, they split our unit, so not everybody went to Afghanistan. And it just happened that we stayed back and y'all left.
Yeah, we left.
Rios went with y'all, no?
He went before. He got attached doing something.
So yeah.
And then
So-
he went before us. We met up with it, but we were never attached.
So,
he did something else.
anyways, man, whenever he called me, it was like, man, 2300, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I just drove to the other side of the base, to Martinez's house. Man, they gustan la guitarra y el
Oh,
pinche
yeah, el acordeón.
acordeón. Like,
Right.
so, bro, like, when I tell you, we started drinking, the guitar came out, man, we were singing, like, it was like,
Cooking.
I remember it was like 3:30 in the morning, and Martinez called EXO, and he's like, "What the fuck is Cardenas doing over there?" And he's like, "Don't worry, sir, he's gonna be good."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You gotta be here in hour and a half, right?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, I'm gonna be there." He's like, "How fucked up you are?" And Martinez is like, "Oh, he is fucked up." But like, make sure you gotta take a shower and get your ass over here. So, bro, we spent all night with this fucker, fairway, and man, I showed up to my run, man. So whenever we got there, Exo was like, "You stink. Like I can smell the liquor coming out of your body." It's like, get some meds, get something. So I'm over here popping meds, that way I can play it off. They put me in the front. Whenever you do a brigade run, oh my God, they're painful. Because you gotta, I guess your slowest man sets the pace. You cannot rush your leadership, so it's painful, man, running slow.
Not only
So-
that, but you up front.
Yeah,
And like, you represent
So
389 Alpha Troop guy on right in front.
yeah, 389. You don't understand when we say 389. Like people knew who we were.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you're supposed to do as a guidon is like lift up your guidon and run around the whole brigade one time. The whole run, they were running so slow, and I was so drunk. The whole run, I kept my guidon up, running circles around the whole brigade. But it's like, because I was feeling really bad, man. I was drunk. I was really drunk.
He said, fuck
And I was like, well, fuck it. I gotta sweat this shit out. And I remember Commander Sergeant Major, he's like, I had never seen a guy so dedicated. It's like, you can take the rest of the day off. I was like, mind you, this is Commander Sergeant Major. It's no one else above his ass. So my leadership couldn't say no to that shit.
Yeah.
So whenever he told me that, shit, wow, let's go. I was sleeping all day, man.
Shit, I guess that worked out.
But it was pretty good though. So how was your deployment in Afghanistan, man?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, it's definitely an experience. You always hear like stories here and there, and then everybody's different the way they go through their stuff. And I just try to keep a clear mind, just like, hey, I'm here at the moment, and this is where I need to be. But it was a hell of an experience for sure. Came back and it's like the world is different. The shit that you see over there, the shit that you go through. It's definitely not like no amount of training can ever like you know, train you for that moment. It's like you have to take that in within yourself and like, you know, get your mind right while you're there, and then just kind of go through the motions. You know, just kind of like don't think too much back at home. Be at the moment. Do what you're told, and you know, stay vigilant, or how they would always say, head on a swivel. So it was cool.
So, whenever you seen the living conditions on over there and over here,
Bro, that messed me up. I remember, like it's just like a bunch of little huts, and like all they have is like I remember they were carrying like big bundles of like I guess hay or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it looks like hay, and like they literally like made out of like little clay houses, and you see all the little smoke
Mud
in the
houses.
winter. Yeah, mud houses, and like they don't even have like winter clothes, and they're like we put like a little bit of winter clothes, and they're just like on like these long dresses, whatever, sandals, and that's all they got, and they're going through the seasons like the same way.
Yeah, the same clothes.
Same clothes. I know one of the things that I remember out there was like how they were like kids, so you know they would dump all like the food and stuff out there, and I remember like the kids and like the women would like bum rush these fucking dumpsters like trying to catch shit, and that to me was like what the fuck, like that's crazy. Just any little thing over there, it's like it's something, you know, it makes a difference for them, I guess. So, but yeah, the living conditions out there is real. It's nowhere near what how we live here is way different.
Do you experience cold weather out there?
Yeah, we did. We experienced some cold weather. Mainly hot. We got there in July, so it was hot as balls. I remember being like 110 something, and with all the gear, it's just like, dude, like what in the world? But the coldness, we got it towards, I want to say like November, December maybe.
November.
Yeah, something like that. It was like snow. I remember one of the missions we had to go out to, it was like snow up to our knees, and it was like icy roads, you could barely even walk. I mean, it was cold, but mainly it was hot weather for us. Hot as well.
You got your phone with you though?
I do.
Pull it over quick. Pull out the live. We too far right now, man. I don't know if y'all comment or not. I just want to be able to see if y'all comment or anything. But yeah, man, like one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is the living conditions from there and over here, man. Like, when they, let me see.
The dirty cast guy.
Loco 7, good fisherman just needs to know what bait to use. Good fisherman. Good fisherman. What we're talking about, Loco?
Fisherman?
Good fisherman just needs to know what bait to use. I'm lost, Loco. I don't know what happened. Owens, Southside checking in. What's up, Owens? Appreciate you for checking in. Lowe's in the drop pick, motherfucker. Not fat, dog. I'm just fluffy, vato.
He's lying.
Derek Salinas, you dirty cast out. Dirty, man. Yeah, man. So a lot of people don't understand. Like whenever we came back from deployment, you learn to appreciate little things. Like
For sure.
well, one of the drinks that I was hooked on when I was over there, it was Loco. You say the truck was the reason he came. Oh yeah, Loco. Well, actually, it was not the truck. He's supposed to be taking pictures of the wagon, and he ended up moving everything away so he can take pictures of the truck. But yeah.
I guess we'll have another reason to come back.
So man, one of the drinks that I was hooked on, for me it was Big Red. So when my wife sent me Big Red over there.
Oh, the care packages.
Oh my God, how was that, bro? Care packages.
Bro, that's how you count your day. You're like, all right, care package should be here in a month. You're like, all right, cool. And then you'll take care of like your mini snacks. It's crazy because if we have like snacks right now, they'll be gone same day. Over there, they'll last you. You'll fold the bags and they'll last you for like a couple weeks.
Hey, and the snacks is like your currency over there.
Yeah.
What you got? Well, what do you got?
What do you got?
We always traded, man. Like we were like, it was currency over there in Afghanistan.
Good for that
So
shit.
it was pretty good. Did y'all buy any goats or anything from the locals over there? Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
so we didn't buy anything like that. I know they had made like big stew at one of the villages, and they were like, just whatever y'all do, don't eat it though. But that's as far as it.
You didn't eat anything over there?
They didn't let us. They were like making like some type of cow or some shit. I don't know. It was like outside, like big pot, and it was like boiling out there. They had offered some, but they were like, nah, don't do it. Plus, we were in mission, so I guess I could understand why.
So for us, well, for me it was different. I was in charge of protecting the commander. I was always with the commander, and whenever my commander used to go to high meetings, you went to any of those to provide protection?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's always two soldiers that go in. Well, whenever it's meetings like that, man, it's the commander and two soldiers go in. The thing, whenever you're doing that, whoever goes in, you cannot carry any weapons because you gotta show sign of respect, like
Guardian
you know,
angels.
yeah, you gotta show a sign of respect. So we had our security, and I was always right next to him. But what I used to do, I used to put a 9 in between my plates in the front and one in the back. So I always had something on me. And whenever we went to the big meetings, we had to eat what they were eating. Like we couldn't eat that. Let me tell you, man, their traditional food, I guess, for the elders, they call them elders over there. For the elderly people, bro, good, bro, like really, really good. So yeah, like I used to eat all the time over there.
Get some food.
Yeah, I used to get some food.
They're a little
put
bit
it
more,
in.
I guess, strict on the eating the food. Unless you were like at the bazaar, then you can like trade some shit.
Now the bazaars, man. How was the bazaars over there?
It's tight. It's crazy though. Like, you know, you're thinking that you're gonna buy stuff, but in reality, they just want to like either be cool with you, like trade me something, and man, you walk out with like movies and types of shit.
I remember
Just like
about the
trading.
whole Disney collection of movies for $5.
Yeah, bro.
And I said, like, I'm talking about 125 days of movies
Some movies
and $5.
dude, all types of stuff. I remember
Yeah.
that.
And then one of the things that you see over there in Afghanistan a lot, this is not just war, man. You see a lot of things besides the war, whatever is going on up there. It's a lot of Chinese people, or I don't know, they might be Asian. I don't want to be disrespectful, but they work on the mines out there, trying to get the gold out. And at the bazaars, you would get some diamonds out there, some rubies. It was a lot of stones and cheap prices. Dang. Baby, I'm doing the live right now, mama. Close the gate. I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, so we used to get a lot of things out there, man, and it was easy. It was too easy. So whenever you first got back, what was the first thing you wanted to eat, like?
Bro, so it's funny because it actually came out on the newspaper. So I had told my wife, and those that know me, she's always doing charro beans.
Hell yeah.
And so I was like, hey, first thing I want to get home, man, charro beans. I need some charro beans. And then she actually got interviewed, and they had asked her, like, what are you going to feed your husband? Like, well, he's been asking with charro beans. So she made like a whole pot of charro beans, and I remember just eating charro beans for like the whole weekend. And it's crazy because, you know, it's just like it just feels so good, like finally like eat something good. But yeah.
It was flautas for me. I was like,
Flautas?
let me get some flautas, man. Like I want some flautas. So it's like you craving things, man, while you're over there.
Yeah, and so can't just get up and get it.
Yeah. So man, what else? Like besides deployment, what else?
So right after deployment, I think I stayed there for a couple more months in Fort Polk, and then I actually transferred over National Guard. Went back to Texas, and I did about another 2 years, which was pretty cool. I got to meet some of the scouts here in Texas. some of them were coming from active duty, and they were just kind of like, you know, most of it was training. So what is it? Pretty much, I ended up being a cadre. Me and Anderson, you remember?
Oh yeah, Anderson.
Yeah. So me and him, we kind of went the same route, and we became cadres. You know, that's pretty much what we did, just training.
Tell them what cadre is. Well, we know what cadre is.
Well, cadre is just like training, helping pretty much like the sergeants to train. You know,
you overlook.
Yeah, you're kind of overlooking, helping like the soldier to, you know, let's say we're at a shooting range, we're there to assist, making sure they're doing it right. Kind of like more eyes on the field for the main, what do they call it? Sergeant of, I forgot the name. SCO? No. Anyway, but whoever's in charge of the training, we're there to help them and assist them, yeah.
Derek Salinas said that he was waiting for Barbacoa.
Barbacoa?
Barbacoa, yeah. He's from San Antonio. It was a pug too. Nah, he's an infantry guy too.
Infantry?
Yeah, infantry.
You call him a pug?
He was a real soldier, not like other people.
Oh, wait, man, come on. Nah, but that was it. That's all we did in the guard. Way different experience, different.
How was the transition from active duty to reserve?
Oh, dude, like, I don't know if it's because of the unit that we were in, but the standards were like way higher in the active duty world with us. And the biggest thing that I remember me and Anderson would talk about was like, dude, it was like the simplest stuff. Like the uniform didn't look right sometimes, and we were like, hey man, like what the fuck, what's wrong with you? And it's funny because we didn't think we cared till we saw it all, you know, not the standard that we were used to. So that was one of the biggest change, was just the standard was way lower. They're not there every day. They're usually like once a weekend. Definitely training. They needed more. They weren't a lot of hands-on. So, you know, all the training they could get was like in the weekend or like twice in the summer, 2 weeks out of the summer. So it was definitely way laid back. But I mean, there's good people there for sure. But I would say the standards were way different. The way people like talk to each other. You know how you went up to a sergeant, you need to be like,
do you have any problems with that whenever you transition?
Hey sergeant?
Yeah, no, like people talking like privates talking to NCOs or like.
Oh yeah, like, it was crazy because it's like we were shown to respect the rank, you know, and it was kind of like privates just be like, hey, what's up, bro? And it's like, the fuck? Like it messed us up, you know, kind of like that's not right. But you know, it is what it is.
Nah, and for me it was not. It is what it is, bro. Like I took it to the heart. Like I got it. Whoa.
Yeah.
You were a specialist.
Right. So it's kind of like for me it was kind of like fuck, like that's not right. But then I wasn't gonna sit there and like, you know, be the asshole. Like, hey,
yeah.
Or sometimes maybe we would, but that's usually when like the whole, you know how the whole platoon like messed up. Sergeants get on the specialists like, hey, bro, like if you don't fuck these privates, then you're gonna get it. So that's when we would step up. I mean, we would kind of be like, hey man, I need to like show them, you know, kind of like get right before you go out there and just disrespect.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause sometimes I can see how you get complacent. You know, sergeants want to be cool, but then you forget those, hey sergeant.
Like what we were talking about earlier, we used to separate the civilian life with the military life.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that we always did, dude. Like, we can go get drunk in the weekend together, but comes down Monday, yes sir, no sir, yes sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like, we never had that, what's up man? No, hell
nah.
Not even because we were cool, like, I think Hispanic, we were always trying to stick together over there at the base. Because it was really nothing to do, so we were always like hanging out, going to someone's house to cook.
The vibes were, you know, everybody was used to those vibes, like carne asada and like, you know, hearing music.
Music right there.
So come Monday, you know, you had to do what you had to do.
Yeah, and one of the things like that helped a lot, it was for the wives. Because, you know, if the wife doesn't get along and you are deployed, it's no good because they only got each other. So yeah, man, like we used to be good though. Man, so you went through a National Guard. Right after you got National Guard, what else? What happened?
So once during National Guard, that's kind of where I guess between that time, I was trying to figure out like what the hell to do. Like it was either be like like a cop or what is it, immigration. They were always hiring scouts. Anything pretty much like in a rank structure was like a good fit for me. Anything police, stuff like that. But I didn't want to do that no more. Kind of wanted to figure something else. So I started school. They give you the benefits and all that good stuff. So I started doing that. But I remember the biggest thing for me was everything was always like high speed, move, and then all of a sudden everything just kind of stopped, and like life became a lot slower, and that's where I started having like these transitioning problems where it's like lost, I guess. I didn't know where to go, how to do things. Like, I guess I didn't have a purpose, I guess you could say. So I went to school, did that. It was kind of hard trying to go through all that. Very irritating, I could say. Just hearing other people complain about stuff that to me was like, bro, you don't even know. But then once I finished the guard, I had done the school, and then I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I need to take a break because I was feeling like just stressed out. I was just out of it. So what I ended up doing was trying to find something that I like to do, and I've always done like art shit. Even like in the military, I would do like here and there stuff. And so I started really focusing on that. Into this guy right here. Well, actually, it was you and Carlos were like, hey, bro, like, yeah, I went to that barbershop that I did the little designing stuff, and then
So this guy is downplaying what he was doing. Whenever he got out, he was going to design school.
no. So when I got out, I was like, let me go for engineering.
Engineering.
Yeah.
So this guy sent me. I get out of the military in 2015. Find out that he was here in Texas. So I was like, man, where you at, bro? He's like, Katy. Mind you, Katy is about an hour from us. Yeah, it is about an hour, right?
It's an hour.
About an hour drive.
That was Houston traffic.
Yeah, so
that's like 2-3 hours.
it's about an hour drive, and his wife and my wife, they were always together. Actually, he always been hustling, man. He used to be my private barber. Like,
oh yeah, it's because it was there.
yeah,
Sunday,
every Sunday, man. Like, when I tell you that our status were like higher, you had to show up with a fresh cut.
Yeah.
If you got a cut on Friday and you go show up on Monday with that cut, that's not a fresh cut. Like, you will get your ass chewed out because it was not a fresh cut.
Yep.
So every Sunday, I used to go to his house like, hey bro, you got time like to put me in real quick? $10. $10. Yeah, come through. And he's like, then he started buying, like first he had the boo-boo clippers, and then he upgraded to the good clippers.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like we used to go over there.
West Point, bro. I used to make a killing in West Point.
Oh,
all
West
the
Point.
officers and captains were like, hey, I need Matt. And it's funny because I used to get out of KP, the kitchen shit.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, nah, I need him to get my haircut. So I would like go, instead of doing like kitchen shit,
I never did KP, bro. That's one of the things that I never did. But anyways, like I got out the military, found out where he was at, and we started keeping in touch. And we used to meet different places, in between. Like, hey, let's go out to eat over here. Hey, let's go out to eat over here. So one day he shows up and he had I don't remember if it was a phone or a tablet. And he's like, hey bro, look, I just designed a barbershop. And I was like, design a barbershop? I was like, what the heck this guy means? Mm-hmm. Bro, when I tell you, like, it's like one of those 3D programs. Like, you can walk through it on the computer. I was like mind blown because I was like, I didn't know this guy had those skills. And then he's like, yeah man, this is what I want to do. And then he was telling me that he was started looking, some company was trying to hire you, but you didn't have the license or papers. What it was?
So I was going for mechanical engineering, and then that's when I got introduced to what they call CAD. From there, we were doing like bolts, 3D bolts, stuff like that, and that's what got me into interior designing. Because I don't know, honestly, it was I don't know what it was. I remember the guy, the barber, Houston 55. He was like, "Hey, bro, I'm about to open a shop," and I was like, "Bro, I can design it." And it was like way out in the left field. I just wanted, test some shit out. Really fell in love in the whole designing stuff, and I don't know. I think it was I wanted to make it a living, but I didn't have the license to be a interior designer.
Yeah.
You needed a license to promote that. So at the moment, I was like, all right, well, let me go to school for that then, and then. Which is funny because I ended up not even doing that.
So this guy decided that that barber shop, and he called me. He's like, "Hey man, I know you got cars. Do you mind bringing some cars over here? We're gonna do." They had a DJ. They had, they had like a little grand opening.
Yeah.
And man, that day was raining. It was bad. Nobody wanted to pull out the cars. So I was like, I told Carlos, like, man, I have to take something. So I ended up taking. I had both of the 75s at the time. I had the 75 Caprice and the Glass House. So I ended up taking the Glass House up there, and Carlos went with me. So I was telling Carlos, like, look, bro, he designed this, and he was showing what he did, how he did the design, and then Carlos is like, bro, oh, whoa, mind you. At this time, me and Carlos been trying to do stickers. We were doing what's banging in the trunk. We were trying to come out with logos. And it was one guy that was helping me out, and then he just like stopped. And my skills were not good for me to create a logo. I didn't have what I needed. So we were like, hey, if he can do these, I'm pretty sure he can do our logo. So we're like, hey, bro, you think you can do a logo for us? Do you think you can do our cars for us to make stickers? And then he's like, well, I really don't do that, but I can try.
Yeah.
So he started making designs for us, and we were taking them to Hardwing to get them print, screen print. Every person in Hardwing was telling us that his designs were too complicated. Like, oh, we cannot print that. Oh, you got too many colors. So we went back to him and like, hey, I need you to dumb it down. Use less colors, use less detail. And he used to get mad because the designs that he had were fire. So what happened after that?
Shit, after that, I was like, well, all right, well, maybe I need to figure this out. And I remember you had popped the question like, well, why, there's screen printing, bro. Maybe you can learn how to do it. And I was like, well, fuck, like, that's like different. Like, all right, well, let's see what's up. And he had like the little one press, and you're like, come pick it up, mess with it, see if you can figure something out. And that was pretty much the start of like something that, till this day is like, man, I didn't think I was gonna take it this far. but so I started screen printing. I started messing with the screens. I remember being like, man, it was hard because it was like in the garage. It was crazy. But I ended up actually printing one design, which was Texas Strong, and then eventually started understanding how to lay out colors on designs and what vector is, what rasterized files are, and we started working together. Like, all right, bro, if you need this, and this is what I have to do. I think this would be better for y'all. And next thing you know, now I have a whole screen printing shop, graphic designing.
Yeah, so
business.
let me tell you, he played it so smooth, but he was not this smooth. Whenever we tell him that, hey, nobody wants to screen print or shirts, design, so I gave him the one press, right? So he was messing with it, but he didn't. It was hard to line up, set up the registration with only one screen. What were you doing at the refineries? You were
So while I did my associates, I needed to go back to my bachelor's, and the reason I went to the refineries is because I was getting I was building my resume because mechanical engineering was what I was pursuing. So I became industrial mechanic so I can build that resume. As soon as I get my diploma, I was gonna be good to go. So that's what I was doing in the refineries.
So mind you, like he's telling me, he hit me up and like, hey bro, I know you sell uniforms. You got these uniforms. And like, yeah, come through. So, we talking and he's telling me he's making good money. He's doing all this. working out of town, per diem, everything is good. So I was like, hell yeah, he found one of the things for us soldiers, man. I think it's everybody, not just us. It's hard to find yourself after you get out. It's hard to find. You need purpose. If you don't got a purpose, no direction, it's like you lost. You always gotta have something to do, or else you go crazy. So whenever he's telling me he's making good money, he's doing this and that, and like hell yeah, I'm happy for you, bro. But then we kept on sending him the signs like doing this and that, and then he called me one day and like, bro, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm like, what happened? And like, man, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna buy my screen print. It was 5 head 6 head.
Yeah. 6
headed screen printing machine.
Yeah.
I was so scared, man. Like I was like, man, what the heck did I do? And I thought it was my fault though, cause I was like, we were pushing this guy so much that now he wants his skills were good, but he wanted to take those skills to the next level.
Yeah.
And the only way for him to take it to the next level is for him to see how screen printing work.
Yeah.
So he bought the machine and quit his job. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, so like it's funny because I was in a weird stage. Again, like, hitting back on the finding your purpose after like the military. This whole time, like, yeah, I tried to do certain things, but it was one of those things where I just felt lost. Like, I wasn't in it. I was like, man, like this ain't, like, I just don't feel this. And, working, going back to work, like it was kind of hard to just kind of bond with people there. And it was kind of like a weird feeling just being back, group of people, stuff like that. So whenever I started doing the screen printing stuff, there was something in there that I just clicked, and me designing, and like I found that fulfillment, like a purpose, I guess you could say. And that's just kind of why I was like, you know what? I woke up one day and I told my girl, I was like, hey man, I'm being an artist. I'm being an artist full time because this is what I want to do. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. But she thought I was just playing. She was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, so she was like, okay, sure. Week passed by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and she's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, man, like, going back to work, I wasn't clicking. So I was like, I told you, I'm gonna be an artist. And then, through all that, that's when we were back and forth as well. So it just kind of like lined up. Once it lined up, clicked, and then I invested, and I was like, there's only one way, and it's gonna be this, and I'm gonna put all my chips on this. If I gotta make it work no matter what. And I started investing in the business, and that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, like it's 3 years. I think it was longer, no?
Well, I guess about 4 now.
Yeah,
well,
so
3, 4, something like that.
So he's like, I did forget about that. Like he commented like, bro, I'm gonna be an artist.
I'm gonna be an artist.
All the time, you mean
I'm be an artist.
And he's like,
time.
yeah, I'm quitting my job. And I was like, what do you mean you're quitting your job? I was like, well, they said they cannot do it. Well, I think I can do it. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, man, like, no, I think I can make my designs work. And I was like, what the heck did I do, bro? Like, I was talking to my wife. I was like, man, I'm scared. I think I messed this guy up. Like, I talked to Carlos and I was like, hey, bro, like, he's quitting his job. He's doing this. And we ended up having a meeting, like getting together, like trying to push a brand, trying to do like help each other out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Art Ambition was born right after that meeting.
Yeah, Art Ambition.
Was born. Hood Classics was born.
Hood Classics.
And then I didn't do anything. I was just like them
JC
before.
Glasshouse.
Well, JC Glasshouse he was before.
Okay,
but
pushing, man.
yeah, I started pushing JC Glasshouse. So
fresh out the press.
Well, fresh out the press is just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, it all.
Yeah, it all
like,
goes together. So it's like when I tell you that it was a scary moment, and then from me seeing this guy doing at a barbershop to his designs that he did for me his designs that he did to other people, it was like mind blowing, bro. Like ridiculous. 2 years ago, it was whenever we went to Fort Worth, the convention. Where's the convention?
It was last year.
Last
Fort
year?
Worth. Yeah, it was last year in Fort Worth.
So last year oh yeah, it was, yeah, because I met Ryan last year.
Yeah.
He's working, well, who are you working with?
So through screen printing, all that good stuff, there's actually a shop called Made Lab. And then there's this guy named Ryan Moore. He's big into screen printing, and he has the screenprinting.com, and Riot.net. He sells a lot of like the screen printing supplies, and he manages all that, or he invests something like that. And well, they do screen printing classes. So in order for me to take it to the next level, I was like, hey, let me go to this class and kind of learn the industry standard, because through that time I only knew what YouTube would show, and there's a lot of like YouTube, so it's kind of like you have to take in a lot of like information that you don't know if it's right or wrong. You implement a lot of that stuff in your shop, and it's trial and error. So I was like, let me go take this class from these guys. They know what they're doing. So we went out there trying to find like a system to work on my shop, because that was the biggest thing. I didn't have a system. I was just kind of everywhere. And anyway, so from there, Made Lab, I met this guy named Bud. He works for Rock US, which they are auto screen printing machines. They sell them. And we pretty much popped the question, me and the cousin, and we were like, y'all hiring or y'all contracting? And they're like, yeah, we're always contracting. So, at the moment they needed people, so we joined them, and it was cool because they contract me out through my business. So it was an add-on to the business, our division at the moment. And then that's just kind of where I started learning more and taking in everything way to another level that it's crazy. So I took you to the Made Lab.
So we went, he invited me. I had just got back from my convention. If you know me, I sell uniforms for refineries. We got 2 stores. And I had just got back from that convention, and I was telling him, like, look, bro, we went to San Diego that year. We went to San Diego, and I was like, look, I went to San Diego, this is what I learned, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, bro, we got something like that going on. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, mind you, me and Will been knowing each other since the military days. And, I don't know, man, like, how can I tell you, like, I was talking to my mom. I told you, Mom, like, I'm proud of this guy, bro. Like, when I say this is, I mean it. Like, when he took me to what he's doing, and I seen this guy grow from doing this to doing this right here, bro, it was mind blowing. The people that he was talking to, the people that he introduced me to, it was just so ridiculous. Like, I was like, bro, like, I would never imagine that this guy would take that I'm gonna be an artist so serious. Like, when this guy say I'm gonna be an artist, he quit his job, he spent $5,000 on a machine that he didn't know how to use, and then after having problems using that machine, he went and bought another $3,000 machine for the screens.
The screen.
Hell, I mean, I just gonna buy this other machine. So that's another $3,000, and then he's like, well, I gotta get me a flash. So that's another $1,000 right there. Yeah. Mind you, all this guy have no job. And damn, bro. Hold on. I don't know how to do this thing. So mind you, like this time, this guy is just investing money on his company, and I'm over here scared, man. So I'm looking at this guy like he didn't care, like he would just kept on going. When he introduced me to Ryan is a big guy. I didn't know, mind you, that's not my world. I don't know what's going on over there. A lot of people kept talking to me like, "Hey man, you know, are you in the industry?" And like, "No, not really." And he's like, "Man, if you ever need something, like, they people were giving me their business cards." And I asked him, I was like, "Hey bro, like, who the heck is Ryan? Like, who the heck is Ryan?" And like, why? Like, because people see me talking to him. Mind you, this guy is like, man, he's just a normal guy, man. Like, normal. He's he's a humble guy. Like, you know, he don't brag about anything. He never told me who he was. Like, I just, Ryan, that's it. Ryan, and that's it. Bro, like, I asked him, like, why people keep giving me their business cards? And he's like, it's because Ryan is an investor. If Ryan is looking at you, they might think that he's gonna invest in you. And we ended up getting drunk. Like, we ended up getting drunk with Ryan, and I guess he was the new partner for Rock. Like, I didn't even know who I was drinking with, but it was big names. So when I got back, you know, I told him, like, you know what, bro? Like, I'm proud of you. Like, he went from one screen machine to his 6-head machine, and now he's hanging out with the big boys, installing automatic machines.
Going to shops.
So going to shops, learning more,
teaching shops.
I'm
even teaching.
So now he's teaching, and he was
teach them like it's not a full from A to Z, but it's like even like the bare like how to get you started, how to even like prep your screens, like all that crazy stuff. It's definitely a whole different level that I never thought I would maybe get there one day, you know. I was always just thinking like my shot, like, okay, what can I do? But then it almost like I had to take this big turn to get to where I needed to. And now that I'm here, well, now we're doing other things.
No, now that you're here. Now go ahead, plug in your new
So now we rebranded the Art and Vision just because, you know, I wasn't sure where I was taking this brand. I know we started with the idea of like just simple, you make designs and you print them. But now that I've learned more in the industry of how, just like anything else, there's different avenues of approach, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. And I really fell in love in the whole clothing brand idea of it. So I decided by seeing other shops and by the way other people operate, there was one that stuck out to me where you walk in the shop, but it's an actual store, it's an actual clothing store, and then they have like these glass windows, and through the bag they have like where they make the stuff. And man, just that little bit of like just seeing how, you know, clothing store in the front, the art, you know, the art part of it is in the back. It's just like it clicked, and so I rebranded everything. So now we're called 28, and pretty much we will be focusing on clothing brands, and not just me making the stuff, but also educating. You know, if you want to start a clothing brand, you know, ask us questions like, "Oh, this is where you need to go. This is good for you," because I can't be fulfilling thousands and thousands of shirts because that's not what my shop does. But I know somebody that can. So if you're ready for that level, we want to be that bridge and be like, look, go to this guy, and this is what the files looks like. This is what you need for your brand, and we can help with that if you don't know how to do it. And then bridge it to a bigger shop, or if we can do it in-house, we'll do it in-house. And that's kind of what we're doing now. Help the brands for the other brands, you know.
So he's gonna where's the shop gonna be located? You open okay. So he called me one day and he's like, bro, okay, between me and he,
so many shit.
Like, look, check this out. Like, whenever we talk about, hey, you know what? I want this. All right, that's cool. I can tell him, hey, I just want a J right here. That's all I want, a J. Whoa, what if I do a backwards J with a circle in the back and triangle popping out? Like, he started crazy. Like, well, what if you add this on your idea? So we always get like that, and every time that we did any of the shirts that we did, it will be like, I bet you won't come over right now.
Shit.
And it will be like, mind you, like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, go over there to his house, do a design together, like, look, what do you think about this and that? Printing the design the same night, And then my ass driving back at 2, 3 in the morning over here. Then get ready to go to work the next day. So we're like, hey man, we need to be close. Like, so he didn't want to sell his house and move over here, motherfucker. Now, but anyways, man, like he called me. He's like, I need a shop, and I was like, look, man, if you rent. No, you were renting a warehouse. No, where are you trying to rent?
Nah, so I was out of the garage. I built the whole shop in the garage, which, if you're ever in screen printing, you can make it out of the garage. There's plenty of people that start there and take it to a multi-million-dollar business. So don't ever think that you can't start anywhere. It literally in your living room, anywhere, as long as you got space to print a little bit, man, you can take it.
So he was worried about space. He was worried about this, and he was trying to rent a place where he can do his work. And I was like, look, it's gonna be expensive, and he ended up for going to rent a warehouse or something where he can print.
It was a store.
To going to a store now.
Yeah.
So now we going from a warehouse, from my garage to a warehouse, not to a store. So having a store is hard, man. It's hard because how many years you got a contract for?
So it's a five-year contract. Yeah. So, and it's funny because, mind you, I don't know
if he's gonna be.
This is on Udemy, but I kept that same mindset. Like, I'm never gonna be ready for the next level. So let me just start diving into stuff like that. And I knew that I needed to get out where I was at. I know that in order for me to grow, I have to get out of wherever I'm operating. And so I opened a store. Well, I got the store, got everything. Now we're under construction, and it's been crazy, man. It's been definitely a learning curve, but we're there. We're opening the shop in Giltro out in Katy, Texas, right next to Andretti. It's on I-1099. What's that called? That golfing place. Can't remember. By 99 and I-10, Andretti. I know most of you have heard of that. So it's by that Tiger Woods golfing restaurant right behind it. It's definitely pricey, but the vision I have in my mind, it was like the perfect fit. And so, that's what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, man. So it's like one of the things that I've been learning from this guy. Well, actually, he made me push myself a little bit. Like, I pushed him at the beginning. Now he's like pushing me back. Fresh Out the Press was created right after the visit to Fort Worth to that convention. I went to the convention. I spent $3,000 on a heat press.
Right.
I spent $3,000 on a heat press machine that I didn't know, like.
Hey, they're good at selling shit on.
Oh yeah, they're good. They got my
you.
ass. They're like, I was like, you know what, bro? I need a new heat press machine. Man, I could buy any other heat press, but I went all out. Best the stalls had, like.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is, and you know what was crazy? Corey was like, man, Corey is one of the guys that works with him. He also got his own brand. He also got his own shop. And when Corey told me, he's like, bro, I've been wanting to buy one of these. Mind you, that's a guy that is in the industry. My dumb ass is not even in the industry. But I was like, I told him, like, look, bro, I bought this heat press machine for a reason. Like, I need to push myself so I can make money. I need this money. I gotta get this money back. So Fresh Out the Press was created, and I've been doing fatness shirts. I've been doing shirts for my boy Lowe's. I've been doing like different shirts, right? I was trying to dive into screen printing. I spent $900 on a machine that I only used one time that he's probably gonna end it up with. Cause man,
it's a lot.
For him, look, for me, shirts is a side hustle. It's like I got 2 businesses already, and I gotta focus on those businesses because that's what's paying my bills. Shirts is like my little extra money. But the beauty about knowing him is that it's not competition at all. Like, hey, bro, somebody ordered me 20 shirts. I can do it. You like, but I know you can do it. So, I can send him what he needs. Like, I can push him work because it's like there's room for everybody to eat, man. If whenever you see someone as a competition, that's no good.
Right.
You always want to grow together. I might not be on, I'm not gonna grow as big as he is because mine is not a, that's not what's paying the bills for me. And we were talking about that this morning. I was like, bro, I think I'm not pricing things right. I'm doing this wrong. And he's like, well, the reason why you're not pricing it right is because you're not living out of this. So I'm not there yet, but I want to raise up my skills. And he's one of the guys that have been teaching me how to do it. Like, this is what you need to buy. This is what you need to. This is how you need to do it. So, man, it's beautiful, man. Like, we're bringing in the cars. That's what we're doing right now. Photo shoot, because he's gonna do a design. I can't do designs. I've done designs for other people, but I'm paying someone else to do a design for me. It might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. The reason why we all got a different view. I send him like, look, bro, this is what I want. I can tell him what I want, I can put it on paper for him, but then he can be like, well, look, you can do this to make it look better. So I sent him my idea of what I wanted to do, and then he kicked it back with like, well, look, how about this right here? We were gonna photo shoot the wagon today. We ended up shooting the truck. So it's like, we always going back and forward, but that's the beauty of it. Like, the same thing with Carlos, like we going back and forward, we pitch ideas to each other, and we ended up not doing what we were going to do at the beginning, but we come out with a better product.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. No, I was just gonna add, like, not every design can fit a certain style. So, so that's kind of what I try to like sometimes teach. If you ever deal with me. You might have this idea, but it's like, okay, what do you want it on? Do you want it screen printed? Do you want it transfers? Soft feel. Like, it's a lot of like, and what shirts you're gonna print on, and all that makes a difference. And if you don't know what you're doing, sometimes you go in blind, and then the product that you get back, it's like, that's not what I wanted. And now you're kind of like, man, I wish I knew. And so I always try to close that I wish I knew gap and be like, look, I think it's better if we do it this way, or this would be better. Like the glass house, the one design. So far, it hasn't been like even like DTG, you still don't like it.
Yeah, no, like we trying to move from screen printing to direct to film to transfers, and the screen print is never gonna be like, the screen print to me is the best that it is out there. It might be old technology, but it's the best technology.
It all depends on design.
Yeah.
Because we put glitter on that too.
Yeah.
That metallic
That
stuff.
metallic, yeah.
And it pop.
So yeah, man, like for everybody it's different coming out of the military. We all trying to find something that gives us focus, something that gives us purpose. And I'm glad that he got screen printing, designing. Now he's moving up to
like I told Ryan, screen printing saved my life. Because, man, I don't know. It was getting kind of, I'm sure a lot of veterans go through it where it's like lost, and it could take years. And, you deal with your own problems sometimes and, reach out to your battle buddy. You know what I mean? So.
And that's one of the things that a lot of us don't do. Like, we can be going through something. But it's like, man, I don't want to sound weak. But I learned that, I can talk to him about anything. And he's going to understand what I went through. He can understand what I'm talking about. But if I talk to anyone that never been in the military, they're really not going to understand what I'm telling them, what I'm going through. So it's hard sometimes to get that connection with somebody. And it's hard for us to reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for something. To me, it was cars, man. All these cars is like it kind of helped me out, and it helps me pass time. It helps me get distracted. It's not. I don't gotta see work all the time. We gotta do. One of the things that I admire about this guy is that right after the military, I've seen that one of his things is spending more time with his family, and he's the kind of guy that, hey, bro, I need you to do this. Yeah, but I'm gonna be with the family today. So he always puts family first, and not a lot of people do that, man. Like everybody is trying to stay away. Like once you start getting distant from people, that's when you need to worry about that person. But like he's always trying to bring family in. He's always trying to stay connected. So he helped him, like you say, Screen Printing saved his life. You don't know what he will be doing. Maybe I don't know. We came out with a logo and look what we're doing now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you stay busy,
Yeah, so once you get out the military, it's like sense of purpose. What am I doing here? What's next?
and just try anything. Cause honestly, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Just go for it. Just try it. Cause I went from trying to go to school to screen printing, designing. Nowhere near like what I even planned to do. I just went with it because it made me feel good. I felt like I was doing something. I found that fulfillment, that purpose, and I just went with it. Of course, you got responsibilities as a family man, right? Money and all this stuff. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's better than being stuck in a house, not doing anything, and just, always having, dealing with your shit, and then, your family just can't help you because you just don't let yourself be in help, sometimes. So.
Anything that help you, like going through that process to find yourself?
Anything. Anything.
Yeah.
It don't matter, just do it. Just do it. Just, it's, I know it might sound cliche, I know a lot of people say the same thing, like, just do it, but it's true, it's just do it. There's no secret to anything. Just do it, and if you need to switch, don't try not to force yourself sometimes to not do anything.
Yeah, it's like, so you're not gonna find yourself the first thing you do, man. You might not like it, you might go through different things, but it's better for you to try, do something that being stuck in one place, dark room, that's not gonna do anything good for you. Like sometimes people don't talk about. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna bring this up real quick, not because I want to talk shit, but one of the things that I always give him shit about is like, bro, we didn't do anything during deployment, and to me that's good because he don't gotta deal with anything else. Like, like he didn't see nothing too crazy, so that is a good thing because some of us gotta deal with the other fucking side of the coin. And people are like, oh man, I wish I would deploy. No, you didn't. Nah, like you don't want that. So it's like you say, deployment is not the same for everybody. And I'm glad, he's back. I'm glad we're back. We're all going through different things. But it's supporting each other what's gonna keep us going, man. So if you're in the military, man, you're going through transition, you're a veteran, you're going through bad times, you can reach out to anybody, man. If you don't know anybody, reach out to me, reach out to us. Doing this for the same reason, man. Like, it might not reach anybody today, but hey, YouTube is there forever, so it might reach out 3-4 months from now. This video might help somebody else. So, yeah, man, like I say, I had locals here to say the best. Fisherman, I baked this guy with the truck. His ass is over here today. Hopefully we come back again. We see him in the channel, man. But anything before we go, man?
Nah, this was good.
Plug in your social media. Where can they find you?
So they can find me at 28.collective. That's it. On Instagram. Yeah.
But all right, man. Again, military talk Saturday evening, Saturday noon. And yep, thank you for watching, man. Catch me in the next one.